You're watching Montana This Morning.
Hotels are reopening here in Yellowstone National Park. I'm John Shearer, and coming up, how the decision to do that was made and what it means.
People in Butte have been coming out in droves to take advantage of free COVID-19 testing.
We'll have both those stories coming up in just a moment. Meantime, it's right at 6:30. Chet Lehman, Caitlin Corbett, Matt Elwell with you here. Interesting morning unfolding out here. You talk about morning thunder showers.
We don't talk about that very often.
Rain showers, yes, but thunder and lightning we don't see very often.
Not on the morning show, the evening show quite often. But the lightning and thunder have died off. We're not seeing a lot of that, mainly seeing light showers trying to work their way through the area. You look at the bigger scope of things, most of the shower activity, the heavy shower activity just off to our north, this is all going to pass through pretty quickly. I think by 10:30, the whole area will be clear of rain. And then we'll just see clearing skies and beautiful conditions. Temperatures right now holding into the 40s and 50s. 34 this morning in West Yellowstone. A little bit of cloud cover. Early morning chance of showers for the area and then clearing and sunny for the afternoon. We may have a bit of a breeze. You can see the showers dampening the streets of Uptown Butte this morning. We'll talk about the impacts your forecast will have for your weekend coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, thank you for that, Matt. The company that operates lodging inside Yellowstone National Park is beginning to open hotel rooms that until now were closed due to COVID-19.
MTN's John Shear reports on why the Park Service is giving the move the thumbs up.
Opening hotel units like these here at Canyon is something of a calculated risk. After all, COVID cases are on the rise around the country and in Montana and Wyoming.
Yeah, I mean, I think we all are concerned when we see spikes, but I think it's important we don't overreact.
We've also been frequently testing our employee population. Every week we have about 160 employees within Yellowstone tested for COVID-19, and today we've had 0 positive tests come back.
A limited number of rooms are now open at the Lake Hotel. The same is true at the Canyon Lodge and the Old Faithful Snow Lodge. Premium rooms will open at the newly refurbished Mammoth Springs Hotel and in the east wing of the historic Old Faithful Inn. All of that is later this month.
We feel like this is a logical next step. It doesn't commit us too far. We're not wide open, like I said. We still have a lot of facilities closed in the park.
That includes all restaurants. Food service is just grab and go. Some visitor centers remain closed and only some retail stores are open. Plus, the hotel rooms are different.
So we're eliminating a lot of, common touch surfaces, so things like coffee makers and coffee pots we've taken out of the rooms. We'll have coffee available elsewhere. We have a process where we're rotating blankets out on a daily basis and processing for cleaning, and pillows, the same kind of a situation. So and that heightened step of kind of cleaning and sanitation.
With an eye on businesses like the Lake Hotel here and local businesses which depend on the park, Keller and Scholey clearly do not want to backtrack on the opening. But both say they will do so if it's necessary.
But we do have plans with the counties and the states and with our business partners if things, start to make a left turn to pull back on operations.
But that's not what's happening now.
As of this moment, it does not appear that any of the spikes that we've seen here in the last couple of weeks have been necessarily attributed to increased visitation coming into Yellowstone.
And so the gamble here at Old Faithful and throughout the park is that people will be careful and take advantage of Yellowstone's vast spaces to spread out a bit. Plus, listen to the guidelines, such as maintaining distance and wearing a mask. In Yellowstone, John Shearer, MTN News.
Now, the park says it's seeing about the same number of vehicles entering the park right now as at this time last year. Scholey says he thinks there are still fewer people in the park. He says the traffic number is high because more people are staying outside the park and driving through the gate every day.
Switching things up now, a South Dakota man could face up to 5 years in prison after the Missouri River Drug Task Force and Bozeman City Police say he was tracked down and caught dealing meth at a gas station. According to court documents, David Woods is charged with having dangerous drugs after the task force surveilled Woods at the gas station on Grand Avenue. Court documents show they called police for help after they say they watched Woods make a transaction from his truck's window. Police followed Woods as court documents show he drove through several business parking lots, watching for anyone tailing him. When they did pull him over, officers say his stories wouldn't match up, and they found a .45 caliber handgun in his waistband and meth in the vehicle. Turns out prosecutors say he has an extensive criminal history.
It appears that Mr. Woods has some extensive criminal history out of California, Washington, and South Dakota, and the majority of the criminal history is drug-related offenses. It looks like he self-reported that he has a pending arson offense out of South Dakota.
Woods could face up to 5 years in prison and a $5,000 fine if convicted. His bail was set at $50,000.
In Treasure State headlines, Montana coronavirus news this morning. Yellowstone County health authorities say COVID-19 has claimed 3 lives at an assisted living facility in Billings. A woman in her 70s died Monday, a woman in her 80s on Wednesday, and yesterday morning a man in his 90s passed away. All this at the Canyon Creek Memory Care Center. Confirmed cases at the facility have now reached 66 residents and employees. The state death toll so far reflects the death of the 2 women. The man who died will be included in today's numbers. Now, as the state reports only once a day. So taking that into account, MTN has already added the man in, and that brings our total to 26 deaths in this state.
And the state health department comes in with another record day, 96 new COVID-19 cases in the 24-hour reporting period. Those numbers include 46 in Yellowstone County, 7 in Gallatin, 1 in Madison for a total of 22, and 1 in Beaverhead. 1 new case that brings it up to 3 there. Butte Silverbow, no new cases with 22 total cases reported by the state. With later updates from county health departments, there are 609 active cases in the state and 24 people in hospitals. You can see the largest daily case increases in the state and the dates those have happened. You see a phase 1 and a flattening of the curve. After phase 2 started, you begin to see the spikes and numbers of cases, especially over the last few weeks.
Also, Montana State University making safety preparations for incoming students this fall. On Wednesday, Montana University System issued a recommendation requiring students wear face masks on campus. MSU says they're planning to follow those guidelines put forth by the Officer of Commissioner of Higher Education. In fact, the university has already come up with a plan to distribute what it's calling clean cat kits.
It's going to contain a cloth face mask, a spray bottle of disinfectant, some microfiber cloths, and hand sanitizer that folks on campus can use to take personal control over making sure that the spaces that they use every day, whether they're desks, podiums, or chairs, are clean right at the moment that they use it.
Now, we are told those kits will be distributed to every student, faculty, and staff member at the university this fall.
The Gallatin City County Board of Health will hold a special meeting this coming Tuesday. That meeting will be for the board to consider 2 emergency health rules to help stop the spread of COVID-19. One of those would require the use of face coverings by most people within most indoor public settings. The other, that people who test positive for COVID-19 are required to stay in isolation until no longer contagious. The meeting is at 7 a.m. at the Commons at Baxter and Love Lane.
Now, the Missoula Health Department is making Missoula County the second in the state to require face masks for public indoor settings. That goes into effect immediately. Bighorn County had already ordered a mandatory face mask ruling. Missoula officials say they have received thousands of public comments, most in support of the mask mandate.
And in the mining city, Butte health officials have conducted hundreds of free COVID-19 tests on people who have not shown any symptoms, but just want to know that they're positive or not. MTN's John Amy reports officials say these tests will help them try to stop the spread of the virus.
The free COVID-19 testing in Butte this week has kept healthcare workers very busy.
It's been a steady stream of cars since early this morning.
Healthcare professionals have been giving coronavirus tests to asymptomatic people in the parking lot of the Butte Plaza Mall for 2 days. The test will help health officials better track the potential spread of the virus in the community.
It really helps the contact tracers to find those pockets of disease that might be in our community and try to stop that outbreak before it happens.
Motorists patiently waited in line and were able to administer the tests themselves in their own vehicles. Only those who test positive will be notified. It could take up to a week to get results back.
Everybody has been so awesome. The community of Butte has just been super patient and extremely cooperative, and we are so thankful for that.
There's been a line of cars here all morning of people waiting to get tested. Now the testing is very quick and pretty simple to do. In fact, one man who just happened to be walking by saw the sign for free testing and decided, why not?
I was walking by and said, the heck with it, I'll try it. It was easy, quick, painless. Needs to be done, I guess.
In Butte, John Amy, MTN News.
And another round of free testing will be done again next Monday, July 13th from 10 in the morning until 3 in the afternoon. Always better to just know, right?
Other testing going on as well in Virginia City today near the sheriff's office, and then this weekend in Park County, Livingston and Gardner high schools. Check our websites for those locations if you want to get tested.
So if you want to get tested, there are options out there.
Absolutely.
You can go ahead and do it free, quick, easy.
Yeah, you saw it happen right there.
Allegedly painless. Yeah. That's what the guy says. We'll
That's
go
what
with
he
that.
said. Yeah, that's what he said.
6:40 now. Coming up, the WHO now admits that in some cases COVID-19 could be spread through the air, not just in droplets. What that means is coming up, but first here's a look at what's ahead at 7 on CBS This Morning.
Hey, good morning. Ahead on CBS This Morning, we're in Orlando, where Disney World is set to open this weekend to all guests, but we'll hear from experts who say it may not be safe to reopen the Magic Kingdom. Also, Atlanta Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms is going to join us. She's going to talk about her personal battle with coronavirus and the steps she's taking to stop the spread in her city. And Medical Price Roulette. That's our series where we're going to show you why people are sometimes getting billed thousands of dollars for coronavirus tests that Congress says should be free, and how now those people are fighting back. We'll see you at 7.